Commissioner Escamilla, Commissioner Hardy,
Here.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Here.
Commissioner Padilla, Commissioner Rincon,
Here.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Here.
Vice Chair Christie,
Here.
Chair Marashi,
Here.
Chair Crum has been reached at 4:39.
Thank you. I would like to remind my fellow commissioners to turn on your microphones on when speaking and off when not speaking. And when speaking, please place the microphone about 4 inches away from you. Thank you. Members of the public may attend the Historic Resource Commission meeting in person or virtually via Zoom. I now invite the Commission Secretary to describe the way the public can access and participate in this meeting.
This meeting is being live streamed via our portal at www.sana-ana.primegov.com/public/portal and to YouTube at www.youtube.com/City of Santa Ana videos. If you would like to provide public comment, you may do so in the following ways. Join the meeting via Zoom, enter meeting ID number 875-189-49344. When the item that you would like to comment on is being discussed, select the hand icon to let us know you would like to speak. You will be called upon by the name you entered. You can also join the meeting by calling 669-900-6833. Enter meeting ID number 875-189-49344. When the item that you would like to comment on is being discussed, press 9 to let us know you would like to speak. You will be called upon by the last 3 digits of your phone number. After you're called upon, you may press 6 to unmute yourself. For those who are attending this meeting in person and would like to provide public comment, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it in to the secretary. All speakers will have 3 minutes to speak. I will alert you when your time is up.
Moving on to public comments on non-agenda items. Secretary, does anybody wish to speak?
If you're attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you're participating via Zoom and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Okay. Moving on to the consent calendar. One motion for all consent items unless an item is pulled for separate discussion. Is there a motion to approve them? A, minutes from November 7th, 2024, and B, excused absences, and item C, receive and file certified local government report 2023-2024.
I can make a motion, Chair.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Secretary, please call roll.
Commissioner
Vote.
Escamilla? Commissioner Hardy?
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui?
Yes.
Commissioner Padilla? Commissioner Rincon?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Vice Chair Christie?
Yes.
Chair Marashi?
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Escamilla and Commissioner Padilla absent.
That concludes the consent calendar. Moving on to the business calendar session. I will now review the process for the public hearing so that everyone knows what to expect. Staff will provide a presentation and answer questions from the commission. The public hearing will be open. The applicant will be given the opportunity to speak, limited to 15 minutes. Members of the public will be given the opportunity to comment, limited to 3 minutes. The applicant will be given the opportunity to respond to the comments made by the public, limited to 5 minutes. The public hearing will be closed. Discussion will return to the commission with formal action taken to approve, deny, or continue review of the application. Please consider the following suggestions when organizing your comments. Please state your name and address, strictly voluntary. State whether you support, oppose, or are neutral to the proposal. Your statement should include all pertinent facts within your knowledge. Please note the formal action of the Historic Resource Commission shall become effective after the 10th day appeal period Unless the city council holds a public hearing on the matter, then the formal action will become effective on the day following the hearing and decision by the city council. An appeal from the decision or requirement of the commission must be filed with the clerk of the council and a copy sent to the planning department within 10 days. The date of the commission's action. The appeal may be made by any interested party, individual, or group. Item 1. This is the time and place for the Historic Resource Commission application number 2025-01, Historic Register Categorization number 2025-01, and Historic Property Preservation application number 2025-01 for the property listed at 2301 North Westwood Avenue, located within the single-family residence zoning district. Before we begin, do any commissioners have anything they wish to disclose with regard to this item? Yes, Commissioner Christie.
I visited the property on Saturday. However, I had no contact with the applicant.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
Same, I drove by the property, but I did not talk to the applicant.
And Commissioner Hardy?
I drove by the property and did not contact the applicant.
And I've also driven by the property many times, but I've not had comments with the applicant. Andrea Hayward will now provide a brief presentation.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, commissioners. It's good to be back after a brief hiatus. It's nice to see everyone. Thank you. Item number 1 is for the Brophy House. This item is to place the property address 2301 North Westwood Avenue on the Santa Ana Register and to execute a Mills Act agreement with the property owner. Staff recommends approval of this item. The Brophy House is a mid-century modern style house constructed in 1957. It's located in West Floral Park. The architect is unknown. However, it was built by contractor A.K. Herrick. The earliest known occupant is Joseph P. Brophy, who is listed on the original building permit. The house qualifies for listing in the Santa Ana Register of Historical Properties under Criterion 1 as an intact example of a mid-century modern style home in Santa Ana. Located in West Floral Park, the house cost $23,000 to build in 1957. The recommended categorization is key because it has distinctive architectural style and quality reflective of the mid-century modern style. Character defining features of the house include, but may not be limited to, the following: its U-shaped footprint plan. It has 2 primary facades on a corner lot. It has an asymmetrical design, horizontal emphasis expressed through the low-pitched, complex hip roof with deep overhanging eaves. It has a continuous fascia and a gable roof with trapezoidal transoms. It also has its original windows and doors consisting of aluminum and wood frames, 1 jalousie window, prominent window sills throughout, stucco and stone wall cladding, a main entrance within the front porch, a stone wall chimney, stone-clad front porch steps, and a planter box. It has a louvered privacy wall with a rear yard entrance, an attached garage, and lastly, a front lawn with tropical landscaping. So as a refresher, I've included this slide for the key category. In order to be categorized as key, the property, it must be a building, structure, object, or a site that has a distinctive architectural style and quality, or is characteristic of a significant period in history of the city, or is associated with a significant person or event in the city. And then here's additional photos of the property. The far left photo is the louvered privacy wall, which is along the south wing of the property. The middle photo shows the main entrance raised above two stone-clad steps and is situated under a wide overhanging eave that forms the front porch. And then the far right photo is large floor-to-ceiling fixed wood windows. Here we have the Mills Act work plan. So this year, the applicant has agreed to replace one rear vinyl slider window with a compatible new window, to trim the front yard landscaping and repaint the exterior with a historically compatible color palette. Next year, they will remove the double security doors from the main entrance. And in 2027, they will change out the exterior lighting for historically appropriate lighting. In 2028, they will remove and replace one double glass block window with period appropriate window. And then lastly, in 2030, they will replace a non-original garage door with a historically compatible garage door. And then I included an additional slide for the window replacements to give more clarity. On the left, you see that the glass block window, and on the right is the vinyl slider window. Following approval of the Mills Act contract, staff will work with the homeowner to develop an appropriate window replacement for each of these windows. They will likely need to be custom made. The glass block window will likely become a fixed window, and the vinyl slider, there's options for its replacement. It could be fixed, casement, awning, or hopper style window. And then further detail of these window replacements, the image on the left shows different window operations for the vinyl style window replacement, and the red stars indicate the operations that could be acceptable for that vinyl window. And then the right image is not a photo of this property, it's actually a different Mills Act property, but it shows aluminum windows similar to the main house, just showing the material that we're looking for the replacement windows. So staff recommends that the commission approve HRC number 2025-01 and HRC 2025-01, and recommend that the city council authorize HPPA number 2025-01. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Yes, Commissioner Christie.
Thank you, Andrea. Great presentation, and thank you for doing the windows, because I asked her to bring pictures of it, you know, so we could give a visual of what it could be in the future from what it is. I just have, just for clarification, changing the exterior lighting for historically appropriate lighting. Okay, explain what's going on with the lighting.
Well, I don't have photos of it. We did take photos, and they're not in the presentation, but for even other historic properties that have security lighting, there are standards to follow for historic properties replacing exterior lighting. It should be blended better with the property, like in terms of the color of the actual lighting. Like you don't want a stark white light on a black background, something like that. So it's more hidden, and so just taking a look at all of the lighting and making sure that it blends better with the property. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say that I was happy to see the work plan because it basically covered some of my concerns and questions. I do have a question about the louvered privacy wall. I'm wondering, is that original? Does anybody know? And does that conceal any important architectural elements, or is it just the space between the house and the garage?
I believe it is original. It appears to be period appropriate. I've seen this style in other properties, so I don't think it's any kind of change. And it's when you go through that entrance and into the rear property, it's like a whole nother world. It's just completely concealed, which is the mid-century style of these homes, like the front versus the backyard. So I wouldn't touch that.
Thank you.
I have a question. It might not be the last name, Brophy's. I know there's a very famous Brophy restaurant up in Santa Barbara. I'm just curious if that might be a relation. Fabulous seafood.
It didn't come up in my Santa Ana research.
The public hearing is now open. Does the commission have any questions of the applicant? Yes, yes, of course. I'm sorry. You're right. Would you like to come up and give a few words?
I'm super nervous, so I wrote a little bit and then we can kind of conversate after the fact. So thank you for considering my application. I'm deeply passionate about preserving the unique history and charm of this home, which is 2301 North Westwood. Ever since buying my first home, which was kind of in Wilshire Square, kind of over by Mater Dei, Floral Park has really been everything we've strived for as a family to kind of get here. So now that we're here and we're the caretakers of 2301 North Westwood, I just want to do everything to keep the charm alive for this home and for this neighborhood for years and generations. That's why. Okay.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you very
questions?
much. And so does the commission have any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, you
Yes.
were in Wilshire Square?
Yeah, so my
Okay.
first home I bought in 2016. It was directly behind Mater Dei. So we love Santa Ana. We love everything about it. It's very near and dear to my heart. And every Halloween and Christmas, we would walk the neighborhoods of Floral Park, just kind of dreaming one day we would be here. Now we're here, and I just want to do everything live. Like it's one of the greatest charms of
Where were you and your family before 2016?
renting all over the place. A little bit in Mission Viejo, a little bit in Irvine. When we bought, we were buying Santa Ana.
We love taking people away from Mission Viejo and Irvine and.
It was actually kind of funny. Before we landed on this house, my first home was on South Flower Street. And the first home we looked at when we were ready to buy was actually on North Flower. It didn't end up working out. This one popped up and then quickly snagged it as best we could. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you very much.
thank you.
Recording secretary, have we received any written communication or is there any member of the public that would like to comment on this item?
We have not received written communication. If you're attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you're participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you're calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait for a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve this matter?
Oh, Chair, I just had one question for
Yes.
staff, if I may.
Sure.
You're getting a little echo today. That's strange. Yeah, okay. Andrea, I'm just wondering, are we starting to see a lot more of these mid-century structures? I know this one didn't have an attached architect, but are we seeing maybe similar style and similar construction techniques that are kind of emerging? I'm just trying to get more context as far as our mid-century construction that we're seeing in these types of homes.
Sorry, could you clarify a little more? You're asking about the architect or no?
Yeah, there's a bad echo.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's better. No, so we didn't have an attached architect that was identified in this particular structure, but are you starting to see any sort of either patterns or building techniques or anything that's kind of you're seeing now in multiple locations that are kind of similar or might indicate who was behind the construction? Again, I'm just trying to get a bit more of the mid-century context for this type of home.
I'd have to look because we've only had a handful that we've listed, and they have been in Floral Park, so it's kind of scattered throughout that neighborhood. So there might be a correlation. I'd have to look at the permit cards and see, like, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
again, just if you're seeing like, similar window styles, similar like
Yeah.
piece of rock, and again, it just, because some of these look like they might be related to each
It might.
other. But, so that's why I'm just like trying to see like, okay, what would this one potentially be related to in
yeah,
the neighborhood?
I'll have to keep an eye out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments of staff or the applicant? All right, thank you very much. Do we have a motion to approve this matter?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to adopt a resolution approving Historic Resource Commission application number 2025-01 and historic register categorization number 2025-01, Exhibit 1. And 2, recommend that the city council authorize the city manager and clerk of the council to execute the attached Mills Act agreement with Kevin Nguyen, subject to non-substantive changes approved by the city manager and city attorney.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Christie. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Hurgy. Secretary, please call for a roll vote.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Padilla, Commissioner Rincon,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Christie,
Yes,
Chair Marashi.
Yes,
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Padilla absent.
excellent. Congratulations. That concludes the public hearing. Moving on to staff comments.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to just touch on 3 brief items this evening. The first is just some reintroductions of staff. So as you may have heard, Pedro Gomez has been promoted to principal planner. That was effective not too long ago. So we're proud of him. He'll be overseeing development processing in the city, and that of course includes historic preservation activities as well. Secondly, we have Ricardo Soto, who's our acting planning manager. Let's clap for him. Ricardo's been with the city for over a decade, and he did work for a long time in development processing. For some time, he did bring projects to the Historic Resources Commission as well. And then he transferred over to what we call advanced planning, which oversees long-range planning efforts for the city. So he brings a good skill set of both types of planning to the table, and I'm excited for what he'll implement with the planning division. And then, as you might have heard, Min Tai has now been promoted to assistant city manager. So he's one of 2 assistant city managers up there, working with Alvaro Nunez and helping guide the sort of development processing for the city, overseeing planning and building, public works, community development, and our relationship with the Orange County Fire Authority. So anything that has to do with development, Min Tai will be overseeing as assistant city manager. Which leaves me as the acting planning and building director. So there's no need to applaud, but I'll continue to have the pleasure of working with this commission in that capacity. So that's the first update. The second one is I'm very excited today to announce that thanks to the very hard work of Andrea, Pedro, and of course Ricardo, our Mills Act self-certification has gone live online. So what that means is, as part of elevating our program, some of our oldest Mills Act holders and now moving forward will be required, as they are under state law, to self-report any improvements or expenditures or how they're maintaining their historic properties as these resources in our community by receiving a notice from the city inviting them to upload supportive documentation on our website that staff will evaluate. And if there's any questions, of course, we'll check in with our Mills Act holders and guide them through what's required. So very proud of their efforts. It was a huge lift coordinating with our IT department, but finally happened. So thank you, Andrea, for leading that effort. And then lastly, yeah, we can clap for that. Thank you. And then lastly, at the last meeting in November, the chair appointed an ad hoc committee to guide upcoming code changes that we had discussed during a work study session. As we can all imagine, with everyone's work schedules, it's proven difficult to get that ad hoc committee together. So I wanted to invite the commission to think about whether that ad hoc committee should remain, or whether it should be reformed, or whether you'd like to just direct staff to work on these edits and just bring them to the commission for your consideration. So, Chair, we discussed this during the one-on-one. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, totally agree. I think it was just regular work hours are a little tough for me, so I typically am more available evenings and weekends. That's really my limitation, but.
So I would still like to make.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. We'll keep trying. Thank you, Chair. Yeah, as an update, we have continued coordinating with our city manager's office. As I did mention, there have been some staff transitions recently. It's delayed but not forgotten. We expect to be able to complete that recognition at the city council level sometime this spring. So stay tuned for an update from us via email once we solidify the date, so that we can make sure that the recipients, of course, and any members of the commission who are interested in partaking can have the opportunity to join us that evening at city council.
Great. Thank you very much. That concludes the staff's comments. Moving on to closing comments from the commission. Let's start at this end with Commissioner Escamilla.
No, thank you, Chair. Just congratulations to staff. Welcome back, Andrea. Good to have a really robust team, and just looking forward to the work that you all are doing. And I don't know if it's appropriate to preview what we might be hearing regarding the murals.
I'd recommend that, since that item will be on the May agenda or the next meeting, that we save it for that.
No, I know, just
Thank you.
acknowledging that it will be on the.
Yes.
Okay, we are just very happy to hear that we will be returning with the item regarding our historic murals in the city. So looking forward to that.
Commissioner Hardy.
Yes, I just wanted to congratulate staff in their new positions, and happy to see Andrea back. And I was pleased to hear update about the Historic Preservation Awards, that they're still moving forward. Thank you.
Commissioner Hardy.
Same here. Welcome back, staff, in your new positions, and welcome to Andrea back. Looking forward to the pictures, and everybody, I'm looking forward to being on the ad hoc committee. So, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Christie.
Congratulations to all. I mean, well-deserved. I mean, really, well, I've been on this commission for a while, okay? And so forth. And the knowledge that you bring to us in guiding us is just phenomenal. Okay, going back for that and helping us, kind of formulate some of our decisions and different things that we should be working out. So it's kudos to you. We always said this city hires the best staff, and it does. And you're great. Even when our attorney shows up late, Brandon does a good job too. And congratulations to Mr. Nguyen for joining. So, yeah. Hey, guys, I turned 80 on Thursday, so give me eight decades. So, us old people, we want to make you laugh, so forth. So, but thank you. Just well done, each and every one.
Commissioner Rincon.
Just piggyback on what she said, just congratulations to everybody for their new positions.
And Commissioner Rodriguez.
Also, I want to everybody on their position, and also to Mr. Nguyen on your Congratulations.
Andrea, thank you very much. Excellent presentation tonight. Thank you very much for the staff, hard work, and congratulations to everybody and all their promotions. And congratulations to the homeowner. And, I did notice OC Preserve is adding more walking tours. So if you ever want to take advantage, the one they've recently added is of Floral Park. So they have that. So just check out their site. That's about it. Thank you very much. The next regular meeting will be held on Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 4:30 p.m. in the City Council chambers located at 22 Civic Center Drive. I call this meeting adjourned.